Attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, hi everyone, and welcome to one of our best events that we run all year long here at VA Classroom. This is the 2013 edition of our predictions event, and we're also going to be we've added another element to it called I was calling it our favorite things in the promotional material or the event information I sent out, but I've switched it to our favorite tools. I was kind of going on the theme of Oprah's favorite things, but then I realized, you know what, it's not entirely like that. But nonetheless, you'll get a lot of value out of it. So again, for those of you that are new to VA Classroom, my name is Craig Cannings. I'm one of the co-founders here with our company, and it's great to be with you as we get closer to the holiday season. And hope that this will be a special time for you and your family as you head into maybe a slower time. I'm not sure where all your schedules are at, but I know for us, this is actually there's another event tomorrow, but then after that, it starts to slow down. And so, looking forward to having a little bit of time with family and we've had a lot of snow where we are up in Canada. Like in the last goodness, in the last 4 or 5 days, I think we've had about 12 to 18 inches. That's a foot and a half. So yeah, lots. It's perfect for the kids. Lots of tobogganing and sledding, and so it's going to be a true wintry Christmas, hopefully. So I also want to welcome to our call Teresa Scholes, who has worked with VA Classroom for a long time, and she's one of the best VAs I know, and very knowledgeable in the VA market and many different and has wears many different hats for us at VA Classroom. So she's joining me and is going to be doing some things throughout this event as well. So hey, Teresa.
Hey Craig,
And
glad
Teresa,
to be here.
yeah, Teresa's also a Canuck, or as we'd say, a Canadian. And
Mhm.
I bet you don't have virtually any snow where you are, right?
Well, funny, you've got the snow, we've got the rain, lots of rain, but in parts of Victoria it is snowing, and it's snowing up on the mountain 3 hours away, so good ski
Oh,
weather.
all right. Now, are you guys skiing this year?
We are yeah, one day in February, or maybe 3 days in February. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting because and I know we're totally going off the predictions event, but I think it was like a year ago. There's a mountain called Mount Washington. So I'm going to give you all a little geographical lesson here. So in the west coast of Canada, on the west side is an island called Vancouver Island, and it's not like a small island. There's like a million people that live on the island, but up at the northeastern part of the island is, I guess it's almost middle of the way up the island, is a mountain called Mount Washington. And about 2 years ago, I think it was, Teresa, when Mount Washington had the biggest base, like in other words, the largest snow
Hmm.
base in the world for a
Yes,
period
it
of time.
did.
It had a huge dump of snow. So, and you
Hmm.
usually go with your family. It's a pretty much a yearly tradition, right? Up after Christmas.
Yes, yes, it is, and we're doing it again. And they have great snow already this year, and they opened early.
Perfect. Excellent. Well, good. Well, hey, let's get to the topic at hand today. We're going to be talking about, and this is kind of a more fun, impromptu event. I'm certainly not that I'm a very formal guy to start with, but I'm definitely not formal in this event. So we're going to be talking about a topic that I love, which is predicting what's going to happen over the next year. And this event's really important because what it does, it also kind of gives you a sneak peek of some of the things that we may be doing as a company over the next year in terms of training opportunities, because a lot of the what's happening in the marketplace, what we do at VA Classroom, I think one of the things that we've done really well over the years, there's certainly probably a lot of things we haven't done well, but the one thing that we do well is we're really good trend spotters. And so we can identify new training programs based on market demand. And a lot of that comes actually out of things like this, like the predictions event, just seeing what's going to happen, what are clients going to be needing more of, and what technology is going to be getting hot, and therefore what sort of new services may emerge. And that's this kind of is a good catalyst for some of the training that we may do over the next little while. And then the favorite tools section, Teresa is going to take you through some of the best tools that she uses to power her business. And some of you may use tools like she does, you may have other ones, but as we kind of went through our list, this is a really good list of some awesome tools. And so I think you'll get a lot of information there that you might want to add to your business as well. And we are on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter and you want to tweet out anything of interest or entertaining that we say today, the hashtag is, and I don't have the pound sign there, it's pound sign VAC 2013. Okay, so feel free to tweet away and as we go through some of the predictions today. All right, and if you're new to GoToWebinar, the way that you communicate with us, and I'm going to have a few questions for you at the beginning, so you're going to use the questions panel within GoToWebinar, and that's going to be, we're going to come back to that a number of times as well. So let's get rolling. Okay, so I want you to, and I'd actually had meant to put together a poll out of GoToWebinar, and I realized I launched and I totally forgot to put the poll on here. But I want you to look, kind of this is a moment of reflection, and look in the last 12 months, and how would you rank your overall satisfaction with your business results? And let's do it on a scale of 1 being you didn't at all achieve what you wanted to. In fact, it was a really tough year. And it's okay to be a 1. It doesn't mean you're going to stay a 1 next year, but it's good to be honest about how you felt the year went, and maybe looking at some things that you can improve to get yourself to a 2, a 3, a 4. And a 5 would be saying, we knocked it out of the park this year. We had a really good year. We worked with some great clients. Our income increased. And so a 1 is like, not rock bottom, but it was a year of struggle, and the 5 is like a year of plenty, so to speak. It was just a great year for your business. So in the questions area, if you could go and just rank yourself from a 1, 2, a 3, a 4, or a 5. So 1 is kind of a year of struggle, and a 5 is the you just had a great year. Okay, so go ahead and do that now. I'm just going to have a look, Teresa, as some of these scores come in here. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we see quite a mix. So there was 2s, 1, 3.5, 2, 4, 2.5 for the first half of the year. A 5, awesome. 4, a 3, a 1, a 2, a 1, a 5, a 3, 3, 2. So definitely a mixture. I wish I'd had the poll so we could have actually seen where everyone fell as a whole. But Teresa, I'm going to put you on the spot. I know you work with us and you have other clients you work with. How'd you rank your year? How was 2012 for you?
It was a good year. I would say it was a 4 or 5.
Oh, awesome.
In learning and in meeting new clients and collaborating. So yeah, I can't complain.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Well, for those of you, I just wanted to gauge kind of where you're at, because as I said, if you're feeling like you had a 1 year or a 2 year, where you were really struggle, let me just be honest with you and say that I have totally been there before. And my year would have been, a 1 would have been 2007. 2007 was, actually, I think I was probably like a 0.5. I might have even been below a 1. Because it was a time where we were launching a business, and we had actually launched a business before VAClassroom, and it entirely tanked. Like, it was a colossal fail, an epic fail. And so I had to like pick myself up from like complete demise and figure out what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. And at that time, an idea emerged was to create a training platform for VAs, because I had worked with a lot of VAs with other companies. And so, wow, did that really have a turnaround for us? And so 2008 would have been more like a 3 or a 4, and then we kind of took off from there. But so if you had a tough year, whether it was personally or professionally, just take heart that sometimes it's therapeutic just to flip over a calendar year, where we say, this year was just one of those years. It just, maybe due to the economy, certain clients left you, or you dealt with a very difficult client, or whatever it might have been. Just take heart in knowing that, you've got a fresh start as we move into this new year, and there's no shortage of opportunities in this market right now. And we want to obviously help you along the journey in any way that we can. But just be encouraged that there's lots of good things in your future as you head into the new year. So with that being said, just moving along here. So kind of give me a sense of, and this might be for, whether you had a 5, you were at a 5, or you were at a 1, you probably all faced some challenges at some point throughout the year. So if you could just boil it down into a statement, what would you say is the number one challenge you faced in your business this year? And we're documenting this. This is important information for us, as well as we, especially as we look to roll out some new plans for the new year. So just in the questions area, if you could kind of just in a sentence, just tell us how, or the number one challenge that you faced, or one of the key challenges that you faced in your business this year. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to go through some of the different challenges, because they all seem actually a lot of different ones. So administrative challenges, hiring accountable staff. Okay. Managing the paperwork, lack of motivation for marketing. Yes. Okay. Like the capital to do all that I planned for. Yeah. Yeah, been there. Closing the deal on clients. Proper marketing, staffing, completely changing my service offerings and starting from scratch. Maxed out on clients I can handle, but don't want to manage a team, which limits my income. Yeah, that's an interesting. So yeah, I won't mention your name, but it sounds like, one respect, maybe the year was good because you had probably active income and client opportunities, but then you're at that ceiling where you can only handle so much, but you're not looking to build a team. So yeah, that's an interesting conundrum. I know Pam Ivy in the past has run a couple events. If you go into the archived events area, we've got a couple really good events on managing multi-VA teams or agencies. You might check those out if you decide to go that route. The economy, lost 2 clients, getting social media management clients. Okay, this is interesting. A lack of satisfaction as a generalist, despite great clients, need to find my new niche or niche. Okay. Yeah, I could see that being a challenge, but also could be an exciting time too. Again, I won't mention names as I keep this kind of confidential, because there might be just a great opportunity for you to tap into a whole new niche that could really excite you. Hiring other reliable VAs, lack of motivation for marketing. Launched a new service for website design. Need to market to get more clients. Getting new clients with decent marketing budgets. Yes. So what you're saying is you don't want to find the clients that only pay pennies. Yes, those ones exist out there. They both exist, but I hear you. Financing, closing deals. Someone says, I'm a new VA and struggling to learn the right mix of skills that will land me my first few clients. I always seem to be missing 3 or 4 skills. Interesting. Okay, good to know. Great income, but can't seem to grow up more. Wow, lots of challenges. Would you echo any of those, Teresa? I know you had a really good year. Was there anything that stuck out for you as a challenge in your own business?
I would say the work-life balance challenge of always having your work around you in your home. I found that is always a struggle. Definitely, somebody mentioned having the right client. That makes a huge difference, and that can always be a struggle. And if they're the wrong client, it can be a struggle because it struggles on your brain. It taxes your energy as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and a level of stress that comes with dealing with a high maintenance or a
Yes.
difficult client.
Yes.
So yeah, and I echo the whole work-life balance. It's always, I have a great family life and I've got a great setup here, but work can definitely, consume your mind. Even when you're with your family, your mind can be, you may be there in body, but not there in mind.
Exactly.
That's something that I'm always, I'm a work in progress on. So. Okay, so yeah, great. We're documenting those, and those are. Thank you for being honest with some of the challenges that you faced this year. So good. All right. So last question I'm going to ask you, and then I'm actually going to share some information today, some other stuff. So what was the most requested VA service that you had in 2012 for you? The most hotly requested service. Go ahead and post that in the questions area. What was the one service that people seem to ask you more than any other? Okay. All right, and we'll be sending out a formal survey on this because we like to, as you know, we like to just kind of gauge what your clients, what their needs are, and that helps us to craft really high quality and relevant courses for you. So a few that came in: LinkedIn, interesting. Okay,
Mhm.
WordPress, yes. Transaction coordination for real estate agents. Okay, transcription, WordPress, social media, Facebook page creation, e-publishing and marketing, document formatting, video screencasting and editing. This individual said this is now the only service that she offers, and yeah, it's just a never-ending array of opportunities in that market for sure. Website, membership site development and management. Okay, as many of you know, we just actually finished a course on on that as well. Website design, minute taking, um, WordPress, a couple others. So yeah, WordPress I know is always a hotly requested service, and I don't suspect that will change a whole heck of a lot as we move into 2013. So we'll be setting out a kind of a New Year's survey to get even some more information from you. But I just wanted to gauge some of the services that were really hot for you in 2012. All right. Well, hey, thanks for sharing. And let's go ahead and move on here. So, my last question is, did we, and you can be honest with me, no one else can see your answers. Did we create some killer training programs in 2012? Um, okay, yes, good. Uh, I'm only going to read. I'm only going to read out the
Yes,
positive
you
answers.
bet.
That's the great of having a control over the GoToWebinar. No,
Mhm.
no, you know how we like always candid feedback, and that's why we put surveys out at the end of every course. So we appreciate all of the feedback you give us. Whether that be good, bad, or ugly. And the good thing is we don't have a lot of ugly feedback, but we get constructive feedback from time to time. So yeah, 2000. Whoops. Whoa, I flew way ahead here. Hold on a second. I'm making you all dizzy. So let me just move ahead here 1 second. Okay, so yeah, we put out a lot of really good programs, and when I say really good, I'm basing that on what we've done in the last 4 or 5 years, and I think this was a really strong year for putting together some real in-demand, relevant courses that the market wants, and so this is a smattering of, or actually, this is the list. There were 9 programs that we put out in about 11 or 12 months. And some big ones: the digital publishing and online book marketing. We hooked up with a great partner in Devor Lansky, who is she's a tremendous trainer, and just been it's a privilege to have her part of our faculty here. And there's no end to her skills, and even other courses that she may create for us in the future. I just finished doing the online membership program. I teamed up and did that one with her, which was a really, really good program. We also recruited a great design coach, design trainer in Amanda Akins, who design is not my forte. It's not something that I can teach well on at all. And yet it was constantly we were constantly getting requests to have some level of design training. And so she really nailed it in being able to design not anything from small graphics up to full on customized WordPress sites. So that was cool. And then obviously Michelle Shane has been a resident faculty member in the virtual event space. A lot of you have taken that course and built your business from that course. The original one, which is a virtual event specialist, she came and did a webinar mastery bootcamp for us, which was really well received. It was kind of a live, interactive sort of program, and it seemed to go really well, for her and for the students. And then we ran our third annual summer skill camp, which was great. We had a whole variety of faculty and topics, and it was another real success and a great event. And then we also introduced writing into our mix. Writing, we got requests for people that were looking to become better bloggers and writers, and so we recruited a best-selling author. She has also written for the Washington Post. She's got a great background, and she had now moved into kind of the online space. And so, so Linda did a great job with with that program. And you know, for many of you that didn't take that one, we've actually offered it. It's now available as our course offerings for the first time just in the last week. You might definitely want to check that out, because writing is one of those ones. Like, our social media courses tend to be, for lack of a better term, more popular, or even more sexy than a writing course. But let me tell you, if you're looking for in-demand skill sets that businesses want, they love people that can write articles, that can edit, that can write blog posts. And so that program really hits it all. And we were really pleased with how it turned out. And then, of course, we couldn't do a calendar year without doing a Facebook type course, because of how popular Facebook was. And so we ran a marketing camp, in the early part of the year. So, and then a Twitter tune-up with Kathy Koliakovo, who has about the best mind when it comes to Twitter. So we're very blessed with the people that we attract as trainers, and I think the caliber of content that we put out. So just wanted to give you a summary of how the year played out for us, and lots of exciting things coming in the new year as well. Okay, so quick recap of 2012. These were some of the ones that I had forecasted, and I'm just going to run through them real quick here. So membership and continuity programs will explode. Yes, check. Definitely. There's a lot more continuity programs that grew, and we'll talk actually more about that, because that's going to fall into the 2013 predictions. Online book marketing. So authors would be marketing more online than they ever did before, and it'll become mainstream through virtual book tours, through book blogs, and things like that. And that certainly happened. And that's why we recruited Devor Lansky to create a really awesome online book marketing course. Content marketing will be king. In other words, businesses are powered these days by really, really good content, whether it's in the form of blog posts or special reports or PDFs or articles. And that continues to be a dominating force, not only in 2012, but as we move into the new year. The use of social media apps will skyrocket. And obviously there was a ton of apps used for Facebook pages, and things like North Social and FanPage Engine, which I think I shouldn't mention FanPage Engine. I think they've closed down, haven't they?
No, they're still around.
No, I'm
They
sorry.
just have.
I'm thinking of the one that's with Hubsy, not FanPage Engine, but
Well, Hubsy and FanPage are the same.
oh, okay.
But what they've done is they're kind of getting rid of the name FanPage Engine and going back to Hubsy and kind of reinventing themselves, but they're still all available through
Got it.
Hubsy.
Okay.
Yeah.
YouTube marketing will certainly flourish. I mean, yeah, it did in 2012. The billions and billions of views that came through YouTube, and the sharing through the social networks was phenomenal. So we have a course that's called the Online Video Marketing Specialist, and that is such an in-demand service to be able to offer, to be able to set up, create and even produce and then share and distribute videos through YouTube and channels. Wow, that's a hot service right now. Mobile marketing for business will finally catch on. You know what? I don't know if I think it is a little bit. Did it finally go mainstream? Probably not as much as most of the experts figured it might. Marketing software and social CRMs will grow in popularity. So these are things like Office Autopilot, Infusionsoft, and certainly they have grown. I mean, Infusionsoft is becoming increasingly popular, and other tools like that. 2012 will be the year of relationship marketing. Definitely, that was kind of that wasn't really a prediction. That was kind of a no-brainer. People like Mari Smith had come out with books. I think the relationship marketing type books just at the end of last year, and so yeah, I mean, really, businesses now, it's more than ever, need to come from behind their brand and be real and be relational and connect with their customers. That's the way we have to do business, moving forward. There's just it is the age of relationship marketing. Direct sales and things like that are a dying breed. It's more about building community online as opposed to building sales. And don't get me wrong, building sales is going to keep the doors of businesses open, but the pathway to revenues comes through community building. So, and then virtual team building will grow exponentially. Virtual team outsourcing, and wow, it is a great time to be a virtual assistant in 2012 and heading into the new year, because it is more of a household name as I attend conferences. Boy, has it changed from 2008 and 2007 when, I would tell people what I did, and it would be like, you get the vacant look across their face. And now they're like, you talk about virtual assistants, they're like, oh yeah, I read the 4 Hour Work Week, and even though some of you may or may not agree with all the points in the 4 Hour Work Week, it did certainly put the virtual assistant role and position on the map even more. So I guess we can thank Tim Ferriss for that. So yeah, all in all, it was a good year. And I think, in terms of what we predicted, a lot of these predictions aren't rocket science, but I think, for the most part, a lot of them were pretty spot on. So with that being said, let's look at 2013, a new year full of opportunity and promise for your business. So what are some predictions that we can, we can think about for the new year? Well, first of all, this is my bold prediction. And this is like, I have no basis for this prediction, other than just reading a lot of blogs and watching what Google's been doing. And so this could be totally off base. And so you may not even want to tweet this one, because I may not look well on this one. Look good. But Google will buy either. Teresa, you want to take a guess of what I have down below? You've seen the presentation. Did you see this?
I saw it. Yeah, I saw your presentation.
Okay, so let me throw it out to everyone else. Put in the questions area. What do you think Google's going to buy in 2012? Any takers of what they might purchase? You could post in the questions area. Oh, sorry.
2013.
Yes, Debbie. I mean 2013. It'd be easy for me to predict what they purchased in 2012. Yes. Yes, because I was trying to remember, Instagram was purchased by Facebook, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
For $1 billion?
I don't remember the exact number.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a big purchase this year.
Yeah.
But Google, what will Google purchase? Amazon, Pinterest, Facebook, Dropbox. Dropbox is an interesting one because they've come out with a competitor in Google Drive. So it would make sense that they would purchase Dropbox. Okay, so do you want to know my answer? So some of you, Amazon, yeah, I don't know. Amazon will be a toughie because it's so big, and it's like Google purchasing like Apple. Like, it's just those sort of things I don't think will ever happen. But I shouldn't say ever, but wouldn't happen for a long time. But Google, my prediction is Google will buy Facebook or Twitter. That is a really bold prediction that could be entirely wrong. But what I would say, the reason I say that is because, and we're having a bit of fun with this here, and Teresa, I'll get your feedback on this. But so as you know, this year Facebook went public, and Mark Zuckerberg and their team, they resisted it for a long time. They were a private company, and for a long time they were a company with no revenue model at all. And so obviously they rolled out Facebook ads years ago, and they did the public offering this year, and it didn't go well. It didn't really go as well as they had hoped, and the price went really, I don't know if I don't know how much it went down, but it was significant. And so because of that uncertainty, that's why I just put it in there. Will they buy Facebook in 2013? I don't know. But Facebook for the first time kind of looked a bit vulnerable. And Twitter's kind of been rolling along. It's kind of gone mainstream. News media uses it. It's a good tool. But Twitter doesn't really have an awesome advertising model. Like, they have ads now, but they're not making as much money as their investors would probably want them to. And so that's usually a warning sign or a potential that they might get acquired. So, Teresa, what do you think? Do you think Google will buy either of these two in 2013?
I don't. Well, it's whether Mark Zuckerberg will put Facebook on the market to buy. I kind of don't necessarily think it will happen in 2013. I think it will happen eventually. Will Google be the buyer? I'm really not sure.
Yeah.
Good answer, eh? I'm on the fence.
That's the question. Even you think of companies like Microsoft, who are big, and they've got a bit of a partnership with Facebook through Bing. So you wonder whether they might. Who knows? I think it's going to happen. Yeah. You're right. It may not happen in 2013. I would think it'd be more likely that Google could buy even Twitter. But
yes,
as someone said in the stream here, they said that they'd read that Twitter's going public, which is potentially true. So, so there's
Oh.
my bold prediction. This has nothing really related to how you all will position your business, but I thought we would throw it out there and see what happens over the next 12 months. All right, so prediction number 2 is community-based membership sites will grow exponentially. This is a bit of a carryover from 2012, but what I would say is that 2011, 2012 was like the year of the Facebook page. Facebook underwent a major facelift in their page in the early part of 2012, and they introduced the timeline, and it just changed how we as businesses and brands present ourselves and communicate. But what happened in 2012 was that there was the emergence of the Facebook group that people were now seeing, not for like marketing purposes, but for like community building, for customer service, for membership type sites. Facebook groups became more and more popular. And I think in 2013, it could be the year of the Facebook group, or at least, more targeted communities around special interests and things like that. I think we'll see even more of that, and that's obviously why, as we talk about services, that's why we launched that course at the end of the year, because we know how big this area is moving, and we know that being able to set up membership sites through WordPress, or being able to build and manage communities through Facebook or LinkedIn or Ning, that's a good service to offer, and it's not going away anytime soon. Teresa, with a lot of the clients you work with, do you see this? Is this a commonly seen service? Do you see this growing in your world as well?
Yes, I see membership sites definitely growing, and I'm working on a couple as we speak. So, and yes, the Facebook, there's a couple of sites that I help manage, and they use Facebook groups for their different levels. So if they had a membership site with like the gold level and silver level, then each level would have its own Facebook group for that level that connects to the membership site. So, and it works really well because most people are on Facebook, some aren't, but most people are, and it's a great way to exchange information really easily
Mm-hmm.
for those particular levels.
Yeah, and to be
Yeah.
honest with you, I was kind of skeptical about using Facebook groups for membership sites
Mhm.
initially, because I felt like, okay, it's this big long stream of content, and is it gonna, if you're gone for a few days, are you gonna just be like, having to scroll down to find all this content? And they do have a
Mhm.
searchable feature within a Facebook group now. But actually, close colleague of mine has his mastermind group in there, and I've been a part of it as well, and actually, I've really liked it. I've really
Yeah.
enjoyed using the
Mhm.
Facebook group, and as many of you know, we use Ning at VAClassroom primarily because we have so many subgroups, and we have so many content and course specific groups that you'd have to have we'd have to have like 30 Facebook groups for that to,
Yes.
which would, and you can't brand it, and there's a lot of other things, drawbacks why you wouldn't use groups.
Mhm.
But wow, if you're setting up, if your client's saying, I want to go easy, I want to get a membership site rolling quickly, a Facebook group is a great choice, and I think a
Yes.
lot of people are moving in that direction. Hey, Teresa.
Yes, definitely.
Mm.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's prediction number 2. Prediction number 3 is, again, you're gonna be like, Craig, these aren't predictions; these are like obvious. But you know what? Sometimes it's good to state the obvious and reaffirm where you're going, with your business. But social media outsourcing will grow like crazy again. This was statistics pulled from socialmediatoday.com, and you'll see back in 2010 there were 14% of the entrepreneurs polled that were outsourcing. It went to 28. It's almost, well, I shouldn't say it's almost half, but it's now up to, it's about a third of those polled that are outsourcing social media services. And so the bottom line, it's on the incline as opposed to on the decline. And we're seeing, and I know that many of you are continually seeing requests for social media services. I know, Teresa, it's been a big part of your business for the last couple of years, eh?
Yes, I'm moving more out of it into other things, more WordPress and membership site stuff. I find it's just more of a passion. I like to do that. But yes, there's still huge demand for social media. The setup and especially the ongoing content, finding content, submitting content, definitely. And the apps, Facebook apps too.
Definitely. And this is just a hint. some foreshadowing. We are gearing up and we'll be releasing something new in the social media space. Uh, Something fresh and new that I think you're all going to love, that a lot of you have been asking for, and that's coming up right in the new year. So look for that. And really, that's the reason we're doing that, is also because we believe that it's still it's still one of the hottest services, and we've received, of all the things that we've done, Teresa, and I know you've been around VAClassroom for a long time. I
Hmm.
think, yeah, I mean, there's many niches or niches that VAs have pursued through after taking training in our programs, but I don't think anything to the scale that we saw with social media, and that actually has led from someone from starting a VA business to a complete full-time income with VAs working under them, all in the social media space. And so yeah, any training that we've done in VA in that market has been really rewarding, because we've seen a lot of tangible results and seeing people find a lot of success, and so that means a lot to us. So prediction number 3 is a no-brainer, but it has to be stated. And then number 4 is kind of along the same line. Video will play an even bigger role in 2013. And one of the reasons is, and this kind of ties with the whole mobile media space, is that over 50% of US customers right now own a smartphone or a tablet. And it's very easy and accessible to quickly post videos, publish videos. And even for those of you that work with local business clients, there's a lot of local videos being shot now through iPhones and through iPads and tablets, that you might take and edit and put on their YouTube channel or share through their Facebook pages. So video marketing as a whole, it's a big service to offer. It's not going away anytime soon. And I talked earlier about, last year was the year of relationship marketing. Well, video really reinforces that, because video has CEOs and people coming, local business owners coming from behind their brand, and they're being personal, and they're being real, and you're seeing a face. And so video really helps to build that connection, unlike probably any other medium. So certainly, video is going to play a big role in 2013. And I know some of you offer services in this area, and some of you have kind of, if some of you are in the virtual event space, where you're offering services, setting up webinars, repurposing them into videos, I would highly recommend, if you're not doing it already, build in a YouTube service. Build in a video sharing service that you will set up YouTube channels for them. You will kind of mass distribute their video content. Even setting up video blogs, or vlogs as they're called, is another big strategy as well. So all of that can kind of bundle or be complementary to maybe virtual event type services that you're currently offering. Okay, prediction number 5. I'm not going to get too techie here, but search engine optimization, SEO, and social media optimization, which is like Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, things like that, YouTube, SMO, will become one. And this has already started to happen in 2012. As you know, there's the whole concept of social search now, that when you search for a word in a keyword in Google, you might get a Twitter feed, you might get a YouTube video, you might get a Facebook page, you might get a Pinterest board or pin. And so you're seeing it all merge and integrate. And so now, and the other thing is, there's been lots of, and again, I won't get too technical. We're going to talk a little bit about this in a future course, on kind of the new SEO. Is that, as you know, some of you may know, Google unveiled some big changes to their algorithm. The first one was called Panda, and it really threw a lot of people off, and it affected a lot of sites, their rankings, because they didn't have relevant content, or they were just linking too much, and they were just not real high quality sites. The second one was called Penguin, and what Penguin really did was emphasize the importance of social sharing. And so saying that if a site is being retweeted, or if people are sharing the content, then it must be valuable, and therefore that will improve their rankings in the search engines. And so that's a really simplistic overview. It's a lot more involved than that. But so social sharing now helps with SEO, helps with your rankings. And so they've really become one. So you have to be very active in social media if you want to have your website listed high as well. So it's kind of, before, people could do all sort of like tactics where they're doing article distribution, and they're trying to like put the right tags and titles and things in their code. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that doesn't in itself really work anymore. You have to have that social media component. So some of you may know this already. Some of you might really not be, have a lot of knowledge in this space, but this is something we're going to tap into a bit more, because it is important to companies, but a lot of companies, I think, at this point are still not understanding how the two go together. And even for yourself, how do I formulate a service out of this? Well, there are some real tangible ways you can do that, and we'll talk about that in the new year. So that's prediction number 5. So what I want to do is I want to take a break from our predictions. I'm going to pass it over to Teresa just for a moment, and Teresa's going to unpack some of her favorite tools, and I called it the VAClassroom. I mean, she's a VAClassroom team member, but this is a lot powered by her and how she, or driven by her and how she powers her business. So, Teresa, let's go through and run through your list of some of the favorite tools that you used, even in the last year, that you've powered your business with.
Sure. Do you want to move on to the first one, Craig?
Yeah,
I'll
sure.
just let you move the slides. I picked this one first because it all deals with money. So this is the time I use this FreshBooks for time tracking and invoicing, and there's a number of different programs out there for both for time tracking and for invoicing, or both. I do like FreshBooks because it integrates the two. It's got a time tracking function in it and an invoicing function, and now it's bringing in more tax preparation. So spreadsheets that you can download, you can add your invoices, your receipts in there. You can actually even take a picture. They've got an app. You could take a picture of a receipt, and then it would go into FreshBooks in there. So that's why I like FreshBooks a lot. It just makes tracking, invoicing, and preparation really simple. It costs me about I think $2 a month roughly, but it's a write-off. But that's FreshBooks. I'll let you
Yeah,
go on to the
it's
next
hard
one.
to beat FreshBooks. We actually
Yeah.
I did an interview, I think, with the CEO of FreshBooks. Let's go back to 2008, because a lot of our
Yes.
audience was using it, and we had a bit of a partnership with them. And
Mm-hmm.
wow, they've grown, and they've got a great platform. So yeah,
And they were just lately they got front page in the Globe and Mail, Toronto, one of Canada's best newspapers, for being one of the best companies in Canada now. So they've come a long way.
they sure
Yeah.
have.
Or the world, they're worldwide, that company.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Payment processor is PayPal. PayPal's got to be probably one of the best used products that we use around, because most of us as VAs get paid with PayPal. So it's a great tool for actually having in your tool chest. If you can get paid via deposits, that works well from bank to bank if that works, and check works as well too, which helps you not have the PayPal fees. But PayPal's probably used mostly by all of us, so that's why I put PayPal in here.
Now, question for you, Teresa: is there some strategies around the PayPal fees, like, that you have found? Is it just a part of the cost of using PayPal,
I
or?
think it's a cost of doing business with PayPal. I know it's some people, like Jerry has said here, Intuit Payment Network, but not sure if it works in Canada. There are other ones I think out there that might be cheaper. Sometimes there's a way I occasionally will send money to people, but then I'll pay for that transaction as a gift. So I'll send it to them, even though they might have done a bit of contract work for me. I'll pay that part of it. So I'm not sure. To me it's a write-off. It's a cost of doing business.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
If somebody could pay via just a direct deposit from bank to bank, that's actually preferable.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not going to work for everybody. Canadians might be able to get it to work. U.S. clients with U.S. VAs might be able to work. Getting money across the border, it's more trickier. So PayPal's very good for that.
Yeah, and there is the international fees are a little bit higher with PayPal than
Yeah.
with in country. The other
Yeah.
thing is, someone was telling me, I think I don't know if it's all above board, because you can say if you say it's a personal payment, as opposed to a business payment, then I believe the fees are waived. But that then, I mean, that then becomes A, I don't know if that's very ethical, and B, if it's
Yeah.
in terms of writing off for your business, it becomes a little, I don't know,
It's a bit gray, yes,
it's a
isn't it?
bit gray.
Hmm.
So yeah, and someone says, Denise just said, with FreshBooks and PayPal, I only allow business payments which require them to hook up a bank account instead of a credit card. That's why it only costs me 50 cents per transaction rather
Uh,
than the percentage,
hmm.
which Denise is perfect, especially if you're getting up there where your bills, your investment
Yep.
is, it's a pretty big payment. So yeah, so it's definitely ways, but definitely
Yeah.
PayPal is one of the best and one of the easiest.
Yeah.
Okay, VA team collaboration and project management. I put them all together, and I'll bring them all up here because you have a few tools that you use. Whoops, go back here.
Yeah, Google Docs I find is so simple but extremely usable for sharing with clients, sharing with teams. It's got to be one of the best. I'm using Google Drive with another group I work with. So we're using the Google Drive. We're all part of Google Apps, so we use Google Drive, so all the docs get loaded to Google Drive. It's a slick system, really quite nice. I like Teamwork PM myself. I have that for my own self to keep track of projects, but that's similar to Basecamp and Central Desktop, all of those different ones. You just have to find the one that works for you. I I just prefer Teamwork PM. But if you can find one, even Google Docs is so simple. I find I can use that for a lot of keeping track of projects as well, and it's free.
And then you'd said I was
Facebook
multitasking.
groups?
Yeah, Facebook groups. You use that for
Yeah.
some team collaboration.
Yeah, one of the team we're on, we actually have our team Facebook group. So, and that's where we share ideas. We might ask the team questions. So we have a base camp account as well with that group. But instead of using that, it's sometimes easy to pop into the Facebook group and say, hey, has anybody ever dealt with or know anything about this particular WordPress plugin? And then people can just comment in the group.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because the
it's fun.
reality is, I mean, I've used Basecamp a lot in the past too, is that with a Facebook
Hmm.
group, you're more likely to interact with someone. Like if I mean,
Yes.
you can message and do all that stuff within Basecamp, but you're
Yeah,
less likely to do it. Whereas in Facebook, you're on there, you're active on there, so it just seems quick and easy to interact with people.
it is. Hmm.
And Teamwork PM, for those of you that aren't familiar, is teamworkpm.net. And
.net.
what they
Yes.
have done really well is uh, they basically came after Basecamp, looked at all the holes that Basecamp had in their program, and really tried to perfect it. And I think they've done a really good job with that.
Hmm.
And that's obviously
Hmm.
why, Teresa, you've gone with them over Basecamp. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
really good solution. But again, some of you might be tied to Central Desktop or other solutions, but those are a few to consider. And then HTML and graphic design. I'm going to bring up a few of these here.
Yeah, I added that in just because no, not everybody you're probably going to use these programs, but I use them almost every day, and that's Dreamweaver and Adobe Fireworks, which came with the Dreamweaver program. So it's like your Photoshop is Fireworks, and I find I use them almost every day to today was a brief newsletter that I was coordinating. I was changing a widget on a website, so I wanted to make sure the coding was right. So I find I use it. It was well worth the money I spent to buy Dreamweaver, which is not a cheap program. But if you're going to use it, I must admit it's been very well worth the time and the money.
Hmm. Yeah, so basically Dreamweaver, you do a lot of the HTML work, and Fireworks is your graphic
Hmm.
design
Yes.
piece. Okay, and
Yeah.
I put Pixlr down there too. Pixlr is a
Hmm.
free, and they have premium services as well. Eh, and this was something that Amanda had mentioned and demoed in the web design specialist program. And so
Right.
this is another option, especially in this world of Pinterest. And we're going to talk about what I call picture marketing here in a moment. It's really huge now to be able to go in and edit a photo, put in some text, post it on Facebook. Those tend to get the most engagement on Facebook right now, and obviously they do really well on Pinterest. And so Pixlr is a quick and easy tool to do some edits on a
Hmm.
standard photo. And so highly recommend that. If you're not using that, it's really easy to use. Someone else said they love the Adobe Creative Cloud, all the Adobe programs,
Yes.
$29 a month, on special, $49 regular. Okay,
Nice. Nice.
Okay, so you pay a monthly membership there. Okay, cool. Yeah, because
And pick
Dreamweaver,
money.
yeah, Dreamweaver
Yeah.
itself is, how much would that program have cost you?
Well, I bought it probably in 2006, 2007, and I was a student at that point, just learning to be a VA in a student program. So I think probably spent at least $500 then, and that was a while ago. So I think it's up around the 850, 900 range now.
Yeah, it's huge, and there might be other
Yeah,
ones
it
that
is.
are cheaper. And someone else had mentioned PicMonkey is a great tool. I haven't used that one.
PicMonkey's good, yeah, for online photo editing. Yeah, very
Cool,
simple, some of them now.
cool.
Yeah.
So there's lots of good tools to be had out there. There's a few to think about. FTP software. There's lots, but none better than this one.
I've used some other ones. FileZilla seems to be the most kind of popular one out there. This is if again only for VAs who are working with FTP programs or have to get access to files on people's websites or have to upload plugins if you're doing it that way, or put an audio on a client's website. Then FileZilla free download works great as a file editing or file uploading software.
Yeah, I use it all the time as well. And the other one that we've started to use as well is the Amazon S3 file transfer tool. It's basically a
Mm.
downloadable software, just like FileZilla, but it
Hmm.
goes with Amazon S3, or not Amazon
Oh,
S3, sorry, Easy S3. Um,
Easy S3.
Easy
Okay.
S3,
Yeah.
sorry. So yeah, it's another tool. I wouldn't say it's any better than FileZilla, but it goes hand in hand with Easy S3. Which is
Hmm.
for those of you that are wondering what Easy S3 is, it's basically it's connected with your Amazon server, which hosts all our videos, and then Easy S3 is basically allows us to put in cool video players and then grab the code like you would from a YouTube and embed it into a page. So they have their own sort of FTP software connected there. All right, so instant messaging and conferencing, it's hard to beat Skype.
Hard to beat Skype. Use it probably every day with Skype, and use it mainly more for instant messaging than for actually phoning, but it's used for both.
And I'm amazed at how, Teresa, how active you are on Skype. And I feel bad sometimes thinking, okay, I needed something from you, and it's about 10:30 at night, and I'm thinking, probably terrible that I Skype her, but there's a good chance I might get her. But
Yeah, probably.
that's that whole work-life balance thing, though, right?
Exactly. It might say offline on Skype, but I'm probably online.
Yeah, it's bad hearing that little ping
Yeah.
because you're like, okay, I don't want to answer it. I don't need to answer it. Okay, yeah, you're like it's like pathological. You're like this compulsion to find out
It
who
is.
just pinged you.
Ooping me, yes.
Social media management.
Yeah, Hootsuite's still probably the best out there that I know of that we still recommend for clients to use as a Twitter manager.
Now, do you still use like for Facebook page updates? You pretty much run through the Facebook page, or do you still or do you go through Hootsuite to do your updates?
I do both, but I almost prefer just going through Facebook,
Mhm.
doing the Facebook. You can have a longer post there if you're doing it right from Facebook. It doesn't say from Hootsuite, so there's some advantages with mixing it up.
Yeah, I was reading something on that about, is there less engagement on a post that says, powered by Hootsuite?
Hmm.
There was one article saying that maybe there was, but yeah, it's probably not a huge factor, I wouldn't think.
Yeah.
All right, so that's social media management, and then short videos and screencasts. And I know that you like to use Jing Project. Obviously, if you're looking for bigger projects, you would use things like Camtasia, or for the Mac, which I use a lot now, which is ScreenFlow. But Jing
Hmm.
Project works pretty well.
It works great as a free product. I use it a lot, excuse me, for just training videos or screenshots because sometimes it's really hard to explain things to clients or other VAs using words. When a quick 2-minute video or a screenshot with some arrows can just go, wow, it just makes explaining things so much easier, and they appreciate it too, and they can go back and look at those videos and go, oh yeah, that's what you wanted me to do, and that's how I do it.
Mm, mm.
So that's how I do it. So I
And it
love it.
has to be under 5 minutes.
It has to be for Jing. Yeah, Snagit is another good one.
Mhm.
And there's a couple other ones I'm reviewing as well, but that I still use Jing until I change.
Yeah, Snagit is I probably use that every day, and that's a screen capture software that you can do some editing to
Hmm.
the images as well. So it's pretty cool tool.
Yeah.
All right, password storage and collaboration.
Google Docs works well, but PassPack's kind of an interesting one that I've started using in the past year because you can put all of your own passwords in there. You can put client passwords in there that you can share with somebody. So you can collaborate on passwords, or you can have your own little private passwords in there as well. I still just have the free version, and it works great
Hmm.
for just keeping track. And
Cool.
then
Yeah,
you
I've
can
never.
search on tags. You can search on tags. So if it was one shopping cart, you can search on one SC, search on a client's name, and it'll pull up all of those particular items based on that tag.
Wow, yeah, that's taking password storage to a whole new level. Hey,
Yeah.
that's awesome. I've never used that, but it sounds cool.
Hmm.
Email client. Obviously, both you and I are big Gmail fans.
Hmm.
What do you
Hmm.
like about Gmail over things like Outlook or other tools?
Well, I haven't used Outlook in years, so and we were just bugging a VA in past 6 or 8 months for her to move from the Outlook side to the from the dark side Outlook to the bright side of Gmail, and it just makes when you have multiple email accounts as well, it just makes life so much easier.
Hmm.
You can stream them into Gmail, and they're constantly updating Gmail all the time, making it simpler, faster. Their spam account is great
Hmm.
compared to my husband who still uses Outlook and he's getting spam right in his inbox. I'm like, don't you have a spam? But Gmail just makes it just simple and easy, and it works for me. I know some people still really prefer the Outlook and the Outlook calendar, but I've gotten used to Gmail and just like its flexibility and that I can take it with me. It's on my smartphone. All of the accounts I can connect to the smartphone and take it with me wherever I
Yeah,
go.
I've ditto.
Yeah.
Um, File storage and sharing. We've already talked about. Whoops, go back up there.
Oh,
The
Dropbox. Yeah.
Dropbox. You've been using Google Drive as well, hey?
Google Drive, yeah, and Dropbox Dropbox still probably the most familiar one out there, and so it works great. Works great.
Yeah, it's we have a lot of Dropbox folders and just
Yes.
and even being able to quickly share a link from a video with someone through Dropbox, it's invaluable. And
Hmm.
I think I pay 9.99 a month for 100 gigs of storage.
Wow.
I know you can just
Wow.
go free
Yeah.
up to, I can't remember what's
Yes.
free up
Up
to.
to a certain amount, and then they
Yeah.
tell you have to clean it out, like I did the other day. Just don't delete something that somebody shared with you. That was a problem. Oops, because they lose it too.
I just I
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah. I've just heard from Paula F said, I'm never giving up Outlook. Wow. You know what, Paula? We're not going to fight you on it.
No.
To each his own. Whatever
Yeah.
works to
Oh,
power
yeah.
your business most effectively, um, you got to fly at her. But yeah, I just haven't used those, Office email clients for so long. You kind of get used
Hmm.
to working in the cloud, so to speak. So, all right. Well, thanks, Teresa. I know you have to take off soon. I'm just going to finish out some of the predictions here. So thanks for sharing some of the things that you use to power your business.
Okay, you're welcome. Yes, I have to run and pick up the kids. I'm sorry I have to go, but
No
we'll
problem.
talk to you soon. Thanks, Greg.
All right. Thanks, Teresa. Well, for
Bye.
prediction number 6, mobile marketing. You know what? We predicted this one I think this has been on our list for the past 3 years, and it's going to stick around because so many more businesses are tapping into QR codes, which you see in the screenshot here. They're recognizing the importance of having an SMS list or a mobile list that they can send out quick specials and things like that. It's just so much more real time, catching people where they're at, and it just enhances the overall experience. As someone can, quickly download a survey after they eat and fill out the survey right online using a QR code or anything like that. So the integration of local business and mobile media is big, and certainly we might be diving into training in that area in further training in that area in the year to come as well. Prediction number 7 is picture marketing. as I would call it, will become a powerful business weapon. We talked earlier about Facebook bought Instagram, which is a really easy tool for making cool photos and sharing them in social networks. What can you say about Pinterest? It has such it's obviously not doesn't have the same, it's not the same size as Facebook, but wow, the amount of time that people spend in it is rivaling Facebook right now in terms of the average daily time spent. And so Pinterest is growing, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. And so your clients, that's why taking like our design course is so important, is because you get the foundational design skills, you get some cool tools so that you can have a big service, editing photos and creating infographics, which are really big right now, and graphics that people can use in Facebook and use specifically within Pinterest as well. So picture marketing, it's the whole concept of a picture speaks 1,000 words is so rings true, and we see that as why it's so engaging. It's to see a photo with a cool photo with a quote. Those seem to get the most comments, the most likes, the most shares within Facebook. Number 8, email will continue to be the number one most profitable marketing channel. Did you all know that email is still the number one most profitable marketing channel? It is, and it's been that way for every year since I've been on the internet, since 2002. Email is the most profitable channel. For our business at VAClassroom, email is the most profitable channel because our list, you've heard me say the money is in the list. It's so true that, as you build up a subscriber list, as you have a free offer, those are people that then can turn into potential clients. But this is also an awesome service to offer. As many of you may be trained in Infusionsoft, which is there's never-ending amount of things you can do for a client with Infusionsoft. Some of you might be experienced with Aweber and managing clients' broadcasts and autoresponders and setting up lists for them. All of that is a really, really popular service, and it will continue to be because for this fact that email is the most profitable marketing channel. So if you like this, if you like the whole email space, we're going to likely do more training on this in the new year as well, on some of the top programs, so that you can kind of have a well-rounded overview, and then you may want to offer services in the realm of Aweber or MailChimp, Infusionsoft, One Shopping Cart, things like that. So definitely something to think about. Kindle publishing will continue to be a hot service to offer in 2013. I think it really built momentum in 2012. We saw Kindle publishing, Kindle book sales exceed physical book sales on Amazon in the last year. And so that's a good sign that more authors are using Kindle publishing. They're seeing it as a faster opportunity. And yet many of them still don't know the pathway to how to actually set that up. And our digital publishing specialist course basically takes you through that, on how you actually publish on Kindle. So really hot service. Kindle's not going anywhere. Amazon, when they came out with the Kindle Fire, it seemed like it took Amazon from a company that has struggled in the past to really finding its legs again and being really a solid web company or publishing company. So, and Kindle also has some easy publishing, some self-publishing options now. You might have seen the whole controversy with Tim Ferriss use Amazon self-publishing program, and he got certain bookstores wouldn't take him on as a result, and so he did a big video kind of rant on it. But Amazon's definitely gaining ground in the publishing space, without a doubt. And then number 10, 2013 will be the year Google Plus becomes a force to reckon with. You might be all thinking, no, that's not going to happen. But I believe it will, because of things like what they recently launched, which was called Google Communities. I'm not going to go into all the details because we really talk more about this in our membership course, but they've come out with kind of their social network version of Google Groups, where you have a community where you can actually have a private community, and you can have what is called Google Hangouts, which is where people you can have up to 9 people on a video conference. But you can also then take that video conference and embed it on YouTube and actually live stream to your whole audience, even though only 9 people can go on that. So they have a lot of cool features that they're integrating with their communities to make their social network kind of stand out a bit more. So I really like what they're doing. I think Google is Google, and they are the smartest engineers in the world. And so you'll see them increase their market share in the social media space. And so is it good for you to learn Google Plus? Definitely. Definitely get on Google Plus, get familiarized with it. It's certainly something that we're going to talk about in a future course as well, and something to add as a potential service as we move into the new year. So that is Google Plus, and that rounds out our 10 predictions for this year. So I know we're going over a little bit here, but just to finish out the 7 hottest VA niches for 2012 or 2013. I keep saying 2012 because I've been wired to say 2012 for the last year. Social media management still hits the list. Community-based membership sites, content marketing, which is like online book marketing, Kindle publishing, WordPress, anything is certainly going to be a big service. Virtual events, still strong. So many people doing webinars, so many people doing teleseminars. Simple graphic design like infographics and enhanced photos for Pinterest. And then online marketing support, internet marketing as a whole through what I talked about, email, SEO, the new SEO, e-commerce support through One Shopping Cart. Those all are really, really strong and hot services that will continue to remain so as we move into a new year. So be thinking about that. And obviously, if you look at those, we will be positioning our courses to reflect some of those areas that are most in demand. Oh, and the last one was content creation. Writing articles, special reports, blog posts, still a really, really hot service. All right, phew, that rounds out our predictions event. We went over a little bit today. I hope you had fun with us and got a lot of cool information. As you might know, we are currently running our holiday training special. It ends December 26th. This is a good chance to get a discount off of our popular training programs. The link for non-premium members is just vaclassroom.com/course-listings. If you are a premium, which means a paid member with us, then you could log in and go to your discount area, and you'll see the discount available for you there as well. So definitely check that out. You might have something might have resonated with you as I was going along of some training that you want to take, and we might be able to help you out with that and it's a great time to kind of kickstart the new year is with some new skills as well. So, all right, from all of us here at VA Classroom and my family, I just want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hope you have a special time with wherever you're going and wherever you find yourself with your family and friends, and hopefully have some time just to rest and relax and reflect on what this holiday is truly all about. And so enjoy your holiday, and I look forward to just connecting with you in the new year. And we got lots of exciting things planned. So have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you soon.